For years, people have debated which country offers a better life, Australia or New Zealand. Both promise safety, opportunity, and freedom, but when it comes to how immigrants are actually treated, the story changes depending on who you ask. Some say Australia is the land of ambition, where the economy is strong, jobs are everywhere, and the dream feels reachable if you're willing to fight for it. Others argue that New Zealand is the quieter option, smaller, calmer, and more personal, where it's easier to feel like you belong even if you're far from home. The truth is, both countries have a good reputation globally, but what happens after you arrive can be very different from what you expected. Beyond the postcard images and tourism ads, lies a reality shaped by cost of living, workplace culture, and social attitudes that either welcome you in or quietly remind you that you're an outsider. So in this video, we'll go beyond surface-level comparisons to uncover how each country truly treats its immigrants, not just in policy, but in daily life. When most immigrants land in Australia, they're instantly struck by its scale. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, cities that feel like entire countries on their own. The airports are modern, the streets alive with movement, and you immediately sense that this is a place built for ambition. You'll hear accents from every corner of the world, from Indian to British to Filipino, and it feels like you're part of a massive global experiment. But behind that multicultural glow, reality settles fast. Locals can be friendly but reserved. It's not uncommon to have great conversations at work but feel completely alone after hours. Many immigrants describe it as polite distance. People smile, say mate, and move on with their lives. In contrast, when you land in New Zealand, everything feels smaller, slower, and somehow softer. The traffic is calmer, people greet you with a genuine smile, and small talk feels natural, not forced. Even in cities like Auckland or Wellington, there's a sense of community. Neighbors say hello, and strangers will give directions with patience. For newcomers, that warmth can make the early months of adjustment far less intimidating. Australia's economy is a powerhouse, offering jobs across nearly every industry, from healthcare and construction to tech and education. If your skills match the demand, finding work can be fast, and salaries are often higher than in New Zealand. The catch? It's a system built on performance. Employers expect efficiency and independence, and competition can be fierce, especially in big cities. Many migrants say Australia rewards hard work, but it can also burn you out. The pressure to make it is real. Long hours, strict visa rules, and housing costs that swallow half your paycheck. Missing one rent payment or falling behind on paperwork can spiral quickly. Meanwhile, New Zealand's job market is smaller and more localized, but often more human. Managers might ask about your family or help you settle in. You won't earn as much, but you'll likely work fewer hours and have more time for yourself. The focus there is balance, not burnout. In short, Australia gives you opportunity, New Zealand gives you breathing room. It's a trade-off every immigrant eventually has to decide for themselves. In Australia, life moves fast. Between the long commutes, crowded supermarkets, and the constant cost of living climb, it's easy to feel like you're running just to stay in place. Cities like Sydney or Melbourne offer world-class amenities, but that lifestyle comes at a price, both financially and emotionally. Immigrants often say it takes years to build a real social circle, and even then, it can feel transactional. People are busy, schedules are tight, and genuine friendships take patience. But the upside is diversity. You'll never feel alone in your identity because everyone comes from somewhere else. You can eat Thai for lunch, Lebanese for dinner, and hear 5 languages on the same street. In New Zealand, the rhythm is completely different. Life feels more personal, almost nostalgic. You'll find yourself walking instead of rushing, chatting with locals in small cafes, and noticing that people genuinely check on one another. Neighbors share food, co-workers invite you over, and communities gather around local markets or sports fields. It's less glamorous, but far more grounded. You might not have as much money in your account, but you'll likely feel wealthier in peace of mind and connection. 2 things that can't be measured in dollars. Both Australia and New Zealand pride themselves on being multicultural societies, but the way that diversity is lived day to day can feel very different. In Australia, multiculturalism is big, loud, and visible. Walk through Sydney or Melbourne, and you'll see entire streets celebrating global identity. Chinatown festivals, Greek cafes, Indian parades, and African community markets. The government promotes diversity, and cities have entire departments dedicated to inclusion. But beneath that colorful surface, some immigrants quietly admit that acceptance doesn't always equal belonging. You might find that people love your food, your music, and your culture, but hesitate when it comes to forming deeper connections. Subtle barriers appear in housing, job interviews, or even social circles, not always out of hate, but habit. New Zealand, meanwhile, wears its inclusiveness differently. The Maori culture isn't just celebrated, it's woven into everyday life. From greetings like Kia ora to the national anthem sung in 2 languages, there's a quiet pride in respecting origin and identity. Immigrants often say that this foundation of cultural respect makes it easier to feel seen. There's less of a performance about diversity, more of a lived practice. You're not expected to erase your culture to fit in. Instead, people seem genuinely curious to learn from it. It's not perfect, but the intention feels more human. Ask people who've lived in both countries, and you'll hear something interesting. Most agree that Australia can give you more success, but New Zealand gives you more serenity. A nurse who migrated from the Philippines once said, "In Sydney, I felt like a worker. In Auckland, I felt like a person." And that statement captures a powerful truth many immigrants quietly carry. In Australia, everything feels bigger. The money, the pressure, the opportunities. But it can also feel like you're part of a machine that never stops moving. The pace of life pushes you to achieve, to keep going, and sometimes to forget why you came in the first place. New Zealand's rhythm is gentler. There's space to breathe, to reflect, and to connect. Immigrants there talk about community barbecues, school events where everyone knows each other's names, and employers who genuinely care when you're struggling. It's not about wealth, it's about dignity. For many, that's the kind of success that lasts. Yet this emotional difference doesn't mean one is better than the other. It just means each country demands a different version of you. Australia asks for resilience. New Zealand asks for presence. And the answer to which is better might depend on what kind of life you want to build. So which country truly treats immigrants better? The answer isn't found in policy papers or economic charts. It's found in stories. The single mother who built her dream business in Melbourne. The refugee who found peace in a quiet New Zealand town. Both lives are proof that opportunity and kindness can exist anywhere, but not always in the same measure. Australia offers ambition, a fast lane to success if you can handle the pressure. New Zealand offers empathy, a gentler world where you might earn less, but live more. In the end, both countries can change your life, but only one will feel like home, depending on what your heart needs most. Some people chase progress, others chase peace. So maybe the real question isn't which country treats immigrants better, but which country would treat you better.